Thanks for joining. Thanks for your valuable comments. I will start the news part today. Okay, so today's date is sorry. So today's date is June 30th. Today's date is June 30th, and time in India is 9:01. CM Maan announces to start process of selling properties owned by Parallel Group. Says people will be compensated for selling these properties owned by fraudulent company. Exemplary action against the company to act as deterrent for other fraud companies. In the second meeting of NCCSA, CM halts the appointment of some officials in the Education Department, citing ongoing vigilance inquiries against them. Also, a proposal to remove some competent officers from the Education Department was objected and stopped. This is in Delhi. Entrepreneurship important for women empowerment. AAP's Atishi Marlina ने बोला है ये. मोदी गवर्नमेंट रीजिग हो सकता है जल्दी से. आई थिंक देयर इज गोइंग टू बी अ मीटिंग इन जुलाई समटाइम. People of Delhi are hardworking people. LG sir, you have come from outside, do not understand Delhi and Delhiites. Don't insult the people of Delhi like this. The Delhi government does not steal like other governments. By saving money, it gives convenience to the people. अरविंद केजरीवाल ने एंड आम आदमी पार्टी ने एलजी को बोला था. कल एलजी ने बोला है कि दिल्ली के लोगों को फ्री की रेवड़ी लेना इजी हो गई है. दे आर यूज्ड टू इट. ऐसा कुछ गंदे शब्द यूज किया उसने. Tamil Nadu governor dismisses scam accused Sindil Bawalaji from cabinet. CM Stalin says will face legally. उसके 5 घंटों के बाद Tamil Nadu governor withdraws dismissal order of arrested minister Sindil Balaji from cabinet. In a portfolio reshuffle by the Delhi government, Aam Aadmi Party leader and Delhi minister Atishi will likely get the charge of finance, revenue and development. Atishi to get finance, revenue charge post cabinet reshuffle. IT departments have launched. This is a very important news. रिसेंटली अभी बीजेपी क्या कर रही है, सभी आईटी सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर्स यूट्यूबर्स को पकड़ के उनके साथ इंटरव्यूज और इनको यूज कर रही है फॉर द प्रोपेगेंडा. सो वही कर रही है, ये कर रही है. IT department launches tax evasion probe against social media influencers. The income tax department has launched a probe against certain social media influencers and content creators on platforms like YouTube and Instagram for allegedly not showing their income and profit commensurate with their earnings, official sources on Thursday. Obviously, जो बीजेपी का गुणगान करेगा उनका वो दिखाएगा नहीं. And most of these state actors, non-state actors are from non-BJP states. Kerala, Karnataka, उन सभी स्टेट्स से, दिल्ली, उन सभी स्टेट्स के जितने भी इन्फ्लुएंसर्स है उनको पकड़ के उनके ऊपर इनकम टैक्स रेड कर रही है. आम आदमी पार्टी में टीवी एक्ट्रेस चच्छत पांडे हैज जॉइंड आम आदमी पार्टी इन दिल्ली फ्रॉम जुलाई. ये दिस इज अनदर इंपॉर्टेंट एंड एवरीबडी सेड चंद्रचूड़. ये नया थिंग है. Chandrachud has said that at the foundation stone laying event for the new complex of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh High Court, from July hearing for the new trial will be done through automatic listing. Automatic listing माने क्या होता है कि there will not be listings for the already existing constitutional cases. उन सभी का कोई भी ट्रायल पीरियड डिसाइड नहीं होगा. सो दैट मीन्स फॉर एग्जाम्पल ये इलेक्टोरल बॉन्ड्स हो, आम आदमी पार्टी अगर केस डालेगी, ऑलरेडी डाल चुकी है अगेंस्ट दिस ऑर्डिनेंस. आम आदमी पार्टी दिल्ली के बारे में कुछ भी डाल रही है, और फिर जम्मू एंड कश्मीर का जो भी आर्टिकल 370 का केस हो, ये सब केसेस के ऊपर कोई सुनवाई नहीं होगा अभी, क्योंकि ऑटोमेटिक लिस्टिंग में दीज ऑल विल बी इन द ऑलमोस्ट एज में रहेंगे. कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल केसेस जो भी गवर्नमेंट के अगेंस्ट जाते हैं वो सब केसेस सुनवाई में नहीं आएंगे. So Chandrachud is now making pretty simple for the government to do whatever they want. Narendra Modi's model of education threatens India's dream of becoming superpower, but there is one state level government that has done more than most is in Delhi, India's capital, under Aam Aadmi Party. ये economist ने लिखा है. Closing the factory in the northern Indian state of Uttar Pradesh was not a decision he took lightly, says the boss of the manufacturer based in Mumbai. Yet the local workforce lack of skill and discipline meant that it made sense to produce in south and west. These are the tales that are being talked by many of the people who are leaving India. Bad schools threaten India's dream of being a superpower. Economist ने लिखा है ये. हाँ, इसके अंदर ये एक मिनट है, जस्ट गिव मी ए मिनट. हाँ, ये बैड एजुकेशन के बारे में, गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स एंड प्राइवेट स्कूल्स के बारे में. इट सीम्स दैट इन इंडिया, ऑब्वियसली एसीआर के सेंटर का रिपोर्ट जब आया था, उसमें ये पता चल रहा है 7-year-olds कैन रीड टेक्स्ट. 7-year-olds 36% ओनली इन इंडिया 7 years कैन रीड टेक्स्ट. कैन डिवाइड नंबर्स अगर देखा जाए, ओनली 21% ऑफ इंडियंस, 2022 की डेटा है, 2022 में ओनली 21% ऑफ इंडियंस कैन डिवाइड नंबर्स, इट सीम्स, इन एजुकेशन लेवल ऑफ 10-year-old. 10-year-old एजुकेशन लेवल पे ये है. Graduates of leading universities are high flyers at the world best firms, but many of the 265 million pupils enrolled in its schools will leave them barely able to read or do basic maths. Um, the annual survey of the children in rural India found that in 2022, just a quarter in year 5 could do division, basic division, and a mere 43% managed to read a year 2 level text. Of those in year 8, when compulsory education ends, barely 45% could do basic division and less than 70% could read a year 2 text. ये लेस देन 70% प्राइवेट स्कूल की बात कर रहा हूं मैं. गवर्नमेंट स्कूल में इससे भी बदतर सिचुएशन है इंडिया की. Even more alarming is the lack of progress. The school infrastructure and environment has improved in recent years, but most children attending schools, they don't have toilets, they don't have running water, sometimes they don't even have learning capabilities. AAP has accused Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena for responsibility for alleged irregularities in teacher recruitment for Delhi government-affiliated schools operated by Vedic Sanskrit Agricultural Education Society. Panjim live in fear as 2 more roads in the smart city cave in. Panjigars live पनाजी में, गोवा में रोड्स कोलैप्स हो रहे वहां पे. कांग्रेस के बाद अकाली दल के 6 बड़े नेता विजिलेंस की रडार पर, तैयारी हुई कच्चा चिट्टा. This is how people truly and by heart celebrate joy and happiness of good government work by the public representatives. MLA is being welcomed wholeheartedly by playing drums and bangada by people of the village in Punjab for getting good electricity supply and canal water which have reached the fields. Aam Aadmi Party has announced Durgesh Pathak as MCD Prabhari for the state of Delhi. Punjab has secured 3rd position in pedigree selection scheme of Nilli Ravi Bead across the country, says Cabinet Minister Gurmeet Singh Kudian. It is a matter of great pride, Minister said. US FDA uncovers fresh faults at Aurobindo Pharma. 10% retail borrowers missing payments in 10% retail borrowers missing their monthly payments in RBI. India's bad loans may be at a decimal level, but nearly 10% of retail borrowers are missing monthly payments. The Reserve Bank of India has flagged in its latest financial report. These borrowers managed to keep their accounts from slipping into non-performing assets with some payments before the 90-day deadline. इंडिया एंड रशियन एनएसएस मीट, पुतिन हेल्स मेड इन इंडिया. एक डिक्टेटर दूसरे डिक्टेटर को अच्छा बोल रहा है. एवरेज कॉस्ट ऑफर्ड फॉर MQ-9B ड्रोन्स 27% लेस फॉर इंडिया. नेगोशिएशंस येट टू बिगिन, सोर्सेस बोल रहे हैं. डिफेंस एक्विजिशन काउंसिल इज डूइंग द नेगोशिएशंस फॉर इंडिया. Banks may become poorer by rupees 70,000 crores as lenders rack up massive notional bond losses. First batch of pilgrims to leave for Amarnath train. LG likely to flag off Yatra on July 1st. Government plans rating for cars from October onwards. Savarkar finally part of Madhya Pradesh school syllabus. Shuru ho gaya. States told to equip all panchayats to accept digital payments. In vacation, Supreme Court heard 2,149 cases, disposes 700. Chief Justice devises new procedure. A 10.6 million, 34% jump in facial ID based on Aadhaar. Sindhil Balaji sacked for 5 hours. BJP looks to revamp party, finalize electoral strategy before key polls. Annabhagya Row, unscientific food storehouses led to losses, says reports. Seeking telephone access, Amritpal adults go on hunger strike in Debrugarh jail, Assam. 2 deaths heighten tensions in Manipur. System check at new parliament building ahead of monsoon session. Spiraling food prices on a build-up of underlying inflation pressures. Government okays foreign camp for protest levels, Punia and Vinish. Gender equality focus, Uttarakhand UCC panel report likely by mid-July. 2.86 lakh ration card holders are ineligible in India, it seems. In Punjab, I believe. Okay. Sufficient power supply, farmers are related in Punjab. Government releases national time release study covering import and export release time. ये गवर्नमेंट ने परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर, यूनिट ऑफ स्टडी, डेटा सोर्स, सैंपल पीरियड, क्या एक इंपोर्ट रिलीज डेटा रिलीज किया है. इस इंपोर्ट रिलीज डेटा के हिसाब से सी पोर्ट्स में इंडिया में द अमाउंट ऑफ टाइम इट इज टेकिंग इन आवर्स एंड मिनट्स इज 2023 में 85 आवर्स लग रहा है पर from in seaports for the import to be released. In inland container depots में 71 hours लग रहा है. Air cargo complex में 44 hours. Integrated check post में 31 hours लग रहा है. In road to development, UP in fast lane to becoming 1 trillion economy. This is expected. It's a big state. Mergers and acquisitions in India collapsed in quarter 1 2023. 76% collapse हुए on global macros and Hindenburg. States borrow only 84% of 1.9 trillion notified amount in the first quarter. India Inc.'s fundraising from overseas up 12% to 9.7 billion in H1 2023. Center prohibits imports of cigarette lighters priced less than ₹20. Government likely to raise financial year 24 borrowing plan. Bond yields may remain below 7%. 72% of the students prolonged studies to improve their career prospects. सर्वे ने बताया है. आम आदमी पार्टी गवर्नमेंट एग्रीकल्चर एंड farmers welfare department transfers 3.23 crores of cotton seed subsidy into bank accounts of 17,673 beneficiary farmers. आम आदमी पार्टी government fulfilling the promise of providing 33% subsidy on cotton seeds, certified by Punjab Agricultural University PAC. The agriculture department had transferred the funds to farmers through the DBT system. The amount has been released under the first phase and remaining would be transferred to eligible farmers in the coming days. HDFC, if it is combined, is going to become the one of the world's most valuable lenders. It is going to become the fourth biggest valuable lenders in India after JP Morgan, ICBC, Bank of America. उसके बाद HDFC combined is going to become into the fourth place. Notional loss in HTM book of scheduled commercial banks was 71,817 crores at the end of March 23, down from a notional profit of rupees 418 crores at the end March 2022. In financial year 23, the RBI raised repo rate by 250 BPS to bring down inflation. Yield on the 10-year benchmark government bond rose by 48 BPS in financial year 23. Profit after tax of banks was at 2.4 lakh crores in financial year 23, 38.4% higher than the previous year. These are some of the news which I have. हाँ, doubt कुछ बोलना चाहते हो?